Okay. Hello beautiful humans and welcome back to my channel. I've had this video in the making for way too long and I'm so excited to finally share with you guys how much our van conversion costs. I have made an Excel spreadsheet. Actually the first spreadsheet I've made as an adult, like for myself. I'm stepping up my adulting game. So let's just get right into it today, guys. The first thing that you'll need to build a van is a van. We purchased our van from a private seller off of Facebook Marketplace. If you know me at all, you know that Facebook Marketplace is my favorite ever. The purchase price of this van was $6,000. This van is I want to say a 2003 Dodge Sprinter van. I will double check with Josh when he gets home from work. We spent quite a while searching for the van. We wanted to make sure that we got a good van that was well maintained and would last us quite a while. Since we bought this van used, we did budget for some mechanical repairs, which we definitely did run into. We needed a new diesel filter, a new starter, and a new water pump. All of these repairs plus mechanic labor and those types of things ran us up another $2,000. So that would leave us between the van and the van repairs at $8,000 total. We do also budget for repairs monthly and yearly as this is our home and we do want to keep it very well maintained. So in place of home repairs, we have van repairs. This particular van did have very, very mild rust around some of the window framing on the outside and along the tire wells on the sides. So upon starting our build, that was the very first thing that we got into, was making sure that we got all of the rust removed, repaired, painted. Sprinter vans are well known for rusting quite easily, so we did take this very seriously. So auto body repairs when we first got the van ran us to a total of $22.05. Tools and materials wise, because you can have a van and all the materials, but if you don't have anything to put it together with, you're not going to get anywhere. I will have a full budget breakdown for you guys in the blog post that goes with this video, and I will link that in the description box below for you if you want to head over there and check that out. But the total for tools and materials for things like nails, screws, adhesives, gloves, rags, painter's tape, things in that department, I can't even tell you guys how many freaking boxes of screws we went through. Like, I feel like every other day we were going to the store, like specifically because we had run out of screws again. Just on nails and screws alone, we spent $78.42. Like, that blows my mind. These sorts of items ended up costing us a total of $261.42. We did have access to a lot of tools that had already been purchased, so this did save us a ton of money. Another great option to save money in the tool and materials department is to rent your tools as you need them. This does require a little bit more planning build wise. You need to know what tools you need for what projects so that you can do them all on the same day and only have to rent once. Now that we have all the tools and materials to get building, first task we tackled was insulation. Because we are from Ohio and it does get pretty cold here in the winter, we take our insulation very seriously. As I recommend to anyone building a van, having a well-insulated van makes van life so much more comfortable, especially since we don't have air conditioning or a built-in heater. That insulation was super, super important to us. We will not be cutting corners on insulation ever. We used a mixture of foam board, spray foam, and duct insulation. On foam board alone, we spent $173.43. For spray foam, we ended up spending $51.78. Kind of like the nails and screws. Just buy way more than you think you need because we just had to keep going back and back for more spray foam, more spray foam. 50% of our receipts from this build were spray foam and screws. And then duct insulation is where we spent the most of our money. The reason I go with this particular type of insulation is it is peel and stick. It makes the insulation project so much less of a headache for me. It's just more convenient. On the duct insulation, we spent $208.78. We also had to buy things like foil tape, spray adhesive. The total amount that we ended up spending on the insulation was $440.69. I know this seems high, but again, you will thank yourself in the winter. Once the insulation was done, the next task on our list was electrical. Electrical in a van is where it can get kind of expensive. Solar panels and deep cycle batteries are not cheap. I've kind of grouped the solar cost separately. There are other options to powering the electrical system, so I thought this way anyone watching who doesn't want to go the solar route could have an idea, just like electrical wiring, like our basic wiring setup kind of cost. Between all of the bits and pieces that you need, wiring, fuses, wire connectors, outlets, outlet boxes, switch plates, switches, breaker box, a fuse box, lots of odds and ends in this department. So the total on electrical, we spent $256.82. So now we'll jump over to solar because the two are very closely related. We have 3 100-watt solar panels on our roof. We used Renogy, great company, super fast shipping, great customer service, linked below. We did buy the kit from Renogy, so it came with the connectors and the wires and all of those things to get the whole solar system set up, and it did also come with a charge controller. We love a good bundle. So the 300-watt solar kit cost us $499.99. Solar panels are not going to get you that far without some batteries. We have 2 batteries. One is a 200 amp hour deep cycle AGM battery. The other is a 100 amp hour battery, same type of battery, just a little bit smaller. The 200 amp hour deep cycle battery ran us up $399.99. And the 100 amp hour battery ran us up $233.99. So that brings us to a grand total of $1,133.97 on solar. This ended up being a large portion of the cost of our build. Definitely think that the price is worth it. We're super happy with how everything turned out. After we got all of our wiring set up and ready to go and our solar panels mounted on the roof, we were ready to start building. So I have kind of broken down things into like smaller subcategories. So let's start with wood. We used a mixture of 1x2s, 2x2s, and 1x4s for the furniture framing and the framing of the walls in this build. Then we used these wooden planks that you see everywhere. We used them on all of the walls and the ceiling in this build. They are super lightweight, super beautiful. They give the space a really nice, fresh, like wood smell. Yeah, it smells like wood in here, but like in a good way. You know? We also used quite a few sheets of plywood for things like our pocket door. The front finishes for our benches, things like that, were all made of plywood. This category also included our trim, molding, things like that, shims, all the wood things. So our total on wood ended up being $663.23. So now let's talk about plumbing. Our plumbing setup is fairly simple in this build. Since we do only have plumbing for our faucet, we have a water pump, a water tank, piping, connectors, those sorts of things. More Josh's department than mine. A sink and a faucet. The water tank cost us $39.95. The gray water tank cost us about $30. The sink we ended up going with was $79.02. We have also installed a water filter underneath the sink to filter all of our water so that it is safe for drinking, and that cost us $79.02. We spent $25.44 on other odds and ends to connect all of the plumbing, so this brings our plumbing total to $285.95. All right, next let's talk appliances. Honestly, I should have spent more on appliances, but if you want to hear all my regrets about this fan build, I will put that video up here for you guys, just in case you missed it. So the appliances we have installed in this fan, we have a toilet, a fridge, a 2-burner cooktop, and I went ahead and put our vent fans under this category as well. It's our air conditioner. So the toilet that we went with ran us $89.55. This stovetop that we went with was $220 on the nose. The fridge we ended up going with was $299. We did end up installing 2 fantastic fans in this fan. Absolutely zero regrets about that decision. $163.50 each, so that totals to be $327. That brings our appliance total to $935.55. So between the electrical and the appliances, that was a large majority of the cost of this build, as it will be with any van build. So do expect some very expensive appliances if you plan on building a van. My battery's gonna die. All right, another good chunk of change that we spent on this build is the cushions for the couch that also end up making the mattress. I ended up making the cushions myself, so I used a 4-inch thick foam and some upholstery fabric that I picked out. I do have a little bit of a background in sewing, and I had access to a sewing machine, so I decided to save us a little bit of money and do the sewing myself. They are not perfect, but they could have cost us a whole heckin' lot more. The fabric for the cushions was $114.19. The foam cost us about $400. Thread, needles, odds and ends, about $25. So these cushions ended up costing us a pretty penny at a total of $539.19. I did take full advantage of Joann's coupons for these, and I was able to buy pretty much everything that I needed to make them at around 40% off. These could have cost us a ton more had we paid full price for them, so I do recommend taking the time searching for coupons, deals online, things like that, just to save money wherever you can. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth it. Moving right along here. Sorry, I'm referencing my budget spreadsheet if you guys keep noticing me look down. I tried like memorizing the number and then saying it to the camera, but I kept forgetting it, so. I ended up doing paint in its own category as well, because we did use quite a few different types of paint. White paint for plywood. I did the pink accents in here, which I absolutely love. And then we ended up whitewashing our cabinets, so I bought a separate kind of paint to achieve that nice rustic whitewash look. Our total on paint ended up being $101.87. This next category I'm just going to call build materials. This is kind of all the odds and ends that didn't fit into any of the categories that I've gone through thus far. Flooring for this van, we went with a weatherproof, scratch-resistant laminate flooring in this build, which cost us $89.94. That's the best thing about working with small floor space, is flooring is rather cheap. Next are kitchen cabinets. So we did end up using pre-built cabinetry in this van because we were on a pretty tight time crunch. And Josh and I have never built custom cabinetry before. Since we did not have the time to learn properly, we wanted to make sure everything still looked and functioned really well. So we went ahead and got pre-built cabinets from the hardware store. I actually was able to snag these 10% off, which was great. The cabinetry ended up totaling us $582.63. Like I said, we did go ahead and whitewash it and varnish, so those things cost us a little bit extra, but they are absolutely beautiful and I'm very happy with how they turned out. So to sit on top of those beautiful cabinets, a very, very gorgeous butcher block counter. I have always wanted butcher block counters, so the countertops set us back a total of $215. To finish putting the kitchen together, instead of real tiles, we went with a peel and stick, like sticker tile. I think they turned out looking really cute. I think in a future build I would definitely like to learn how to do tiling, but this build was on a pretty strict budget and these tiles ended up being quite cheap. Each pack of these sticky tiles was $26.97. I ended up ordering 3, so that ended up costing us $80.91. The rest of the things that I have in this build materials category are things like I've got the spice rack, the sealants that we used for around the sink and stove, the oil and stain for the countertops, pocket door latch and the pocket door track that we purchased. I also put the steel framing that we used and all of the metal L brackets in this category as well. Lots of odds and ends. The build materials ended up totaling $1,310.21. So at this point, I've gone through pretty much everything that would give you a functioning van, but I just want to be super transparent. So we're going to go into all of the extra accessories that we added. So the first one that was non-negotiable for me was the backup camera. We do have the extended wheelbase, so it is a 170 Sprinter, a lot longer than anything I've driven in my life. I'm just not that great of a driver, to be honest with you guys, so this was 100% a necessity for me. The backup camera ended up costing us $59.99. The door handle that came on the van ended up breaking, so replacing that ran us $26.20, and the replacement also broke. So if anybody knows a solution to the crappy plastic door handles that come on Sprinter vans, please let me know. Right now we just don't have one and we are opening the door with a screwdriver. I also just recently ordered us a bug net for the sliding door, that way I can cook with the doors open and not get eaten alive. So that ended up costing us $23.68. This next one is definitely super optional as it does run with a pretty hefty price tag. We did go ahead and install a Wii Boost in this van. It has helped leaps and bounds with our cell signal. I've even been able to upload quite a few videos from our campsites just off the hotspot on my phone with this. I am super happy with my purchase, but it did cost us $499.99. So that brings our accessories total to $609.86. So as far as decor goes, I purchased some wall hangings, this one here, the tapestries on the side wall, throw pillows, a very small area rug, some hooks, string lights, things like that, just to make it feel a little bit more like home in here. The total amount that I spent on decor for the van ended up being $247.85. Pretty sure that is all the categories on my spreadsheet here. So that brings our total conversion cost to $14,808.70. The build itself, aside from the van, cost us $6,809. Vans can definitely be made for cheaper than this, but this was Josh and I's dream home and we wanted it to be absolutely perfect. So we decided to spend a little bit more money to get some higher quality build materials so that we ended up with a really lovely looking home. I had so much fun picking out flooring, countertops, colors, things like that. It was so neat to be able to pick everything ourselves. Since we did do this build ourselves, there are no labor costs calculated into the price of this van. If you are planning on hiring out, having your van converted for you by someone else, you need to make sure to budget for labor. We did spend like a straight month working pretty much all day, every day to get this van done. This was a huge project and it was a ton of work. I have never personally paid for a van conversion, so I really don't know what the labor costs would run, but if that is the route that you guys are going, make sure to put that into your budget. While I was going through receipts and everything yesterday, I decided it would be fun to figure out how many times we went to the store. In the 30 days that we spent building this van, we took 32 trips to the store. So hopefully if you guys ever build a van, you're better planners than we are, so you don't have to go to the hardware store multiple times a day. As far as that beautiful new table goes that you guys saw in the beginning of this video, the table mount ended up costing me about $20 and the table top was about 8. Very low budget table. We were looking at the legume mounts, but they are quite expensive, so this was a much more budget-friendly alternative for us. Absolutely freaking love it so far. I've been wanting a table so bad, and I'm very happy. Thank you to everyone who left me wonderful ideas on how to get a table installed in here, because we did it, guys. We have a table. Sometime in the near future, I am planning on painting said table white along with these bookshelves white, so I will show you guys the finished product once we get all of that put together. I hope this video was helpful to anyone who is considering van life. We definitely wish we would have had a little bit more information on what a build was going to cost us before we got our feet wet. And if you guys have any questions at all about any components of this build or anything cost related, drop them in the comments below. I would love to have a chat with you guys about any van build questions that you may have. I'm gonna start tracking all of our spending in July so that I can give you guys a full month's worth of our expenses while we're traveling, since we are heading out next month. If you guys liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel. Just do it, you know you want to. So that will bring us to the end of the video. So I will see you guys next week. Oh, I left the fans on. They'll be too loud. 82 cents. Oh, I bumped the table. Within the few